Hi everyone, welcome to another week of a grid design every week. This week it's going to be a little different because I'm videoing myself. I'm just going to draw out our design today because it's a little bit complex and I think it's going to be easier if you just watch me draw it. So I'm going to try to video it myself, so bear with me. What we're going to be doing today is the herringbone design, and it's really beautiful, but it takes a little bit of practice. But once you get used to the rhythm, you'll be able to get it. So let me show you some examples of the herringbone, and then I'll draw it. So let me get the camera pointed down where it needs to go. So hang on for a sec. All right. And I'm going to just zoom in a little so you can see, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Alright, so first of all, let me show you some examples of the actual herringbone quilted out. So here it is, and this is just the plain herringbone with no filler. And I'll show you an example on a quilt I did where I filled it in with basket weave. So it's very pretty. It's quite a dense fill, but you know, it's beautiful. So I just want you to have it in your little toolbox. So let's get started. The herringbone needs to be done on a diagonal grid. So I printed out some diagonal grid paper, and I will link this on the YouTube video so that if you want to print out some diagonal grid, you can do it too. So the best way to do this is to start down in the corner, and I've written some little directions. When you're working up the grid, you want to go down 2 and up 3, down and over. You'll see what I mean. So we're just going to start here and go up, over, down 2, 1, 2, up 3. See that? We'll call this 1, 2, 3. So over, down 2, up 3, over. This will be how you quilt it. Down 2, up 3, over. 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 So you see, once you, I have to write that down and keep it in mind, but once I get it into my head, it's going to stick. Down 2, up 3, over. I don't know if you can hear that thunder, but we're having some wonderful monsoons right now. Down 2, up 3, over. 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 I'm probably doing overkill on this by going so far, but bear with me. Down 2, up 3, over. 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 And this is where it gets tricky, at the top. And I have to stop and think about how to do this. So if we went down 2, then up 3, over. So now we have to come over here, and I'm going to change pins so you can see what I'm doing. With the red pin, we would go, let's see. Oh my gosh, I have to think about this. Down 3, up 2, over. Yeah, so over here, down 3. See, down 3, up 2, over. Up 2, over. Down 3, up 2, over. Yep, got it right. Now that is a little bit bare up there. I'll have to fix that later. Remember about the odd spots? We don't want them to, we want to go back and work with them later. Okay, so down 3, up 2, over. 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 So you can see how our herringbone is coming together, and it is easier to see with the two colors of pens. Oops, sorry, you know my drawing is not great. Down 3, up 2, over. 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 Down 3, up 2, and over. Now let's switch to our blue pen, and we're going to go up 2 and down 3. So we'll say this is up 2, well, that, and we're going to go over. So down 2, 1, 2, up 3, over. Down 2, up 3, over. Down 2, up 3, over. So you see there's a lot of backtracking with this design, so you want to use a fine thread. It'll help hide any imperfections in your backtracking. You just want to take your time and try to do this one as accurately as you can. Try to make those straight lines straight, not like what I'm drawing. Down 2, up 3. So you see, writing that little note is really helpful to keep this, the path in mind. I'll do this one and then one more, just to really get it in your head. Up 3, over, down 2, up 3, da da da. All right, let's change to our red pen. All right, so down, now we're going to go down 3 and up 2. So down 3, up 2, over, down 3, up 2, over, down 3, up 2, over, down 3, up 2, over. Alright, so hopefully you get the hang of that, the herringbone design. And again, let me show you our samples. So here's that plain herringbone on a 1/2 inch diagonal grid. And then here's the same when I filled it in with sort of a basket weave filler. So that's it. Alright, let me get our camera squared away. Let's see if I can unzoom. Let's see. Let's get back. Oh, you know what? Let me get back in here. Sorry for knocking the camera. I'll let you see that a little bit closer. Yep, it's very pretty. Alright, I'm going to zoom out. Alrighty. Okay, well, I hope that was successful. I don't know, my first attempt at filming myself, it's pretty difficult, but hopefully you were able to see that tutorial, and I will link that, the website where you can print that diagonal grid paper, and that's going to really help you if you can draw that out. Also, if you do have my book, in the back, let me show you, there are some grid practice pages. So if you've got my book, at the very end, you already have some diagonal grid paper, so you could practice on that, okay? All right, well, thanks for joining me this week, and I'll see you next week for another beautiful grid-based quilting design. Thanks, bye.